The IMF, or the International Monetary Fund, releases its latest World Economic Outlook report. It warns of a dim future if European countries fail to stop the crisis, which is dragging down emerging markets such as China. Zou Yun joins us live from our newsroom here in Washington, D.C. for the latest. Hi, Zou.
Well, thanks, Phil. Well, the International Monetary Fund, where IMF cut its global growth forecast and reported global recovery is showing signs of weakness. Early this morning, I talked to Olivier Blanchard, chief economist of IMF. Listen to his opinion on the state of the global economy.
A gloomy picture for the world's economy. In updating its World Economic Outlook report, the International Monetary Fund cuts its 2012 growth forecast from 3.6 to 3.5% and its 2013 forecast from 4.1 to 3.9%, shaving projections for both developed nations and emerging economies as well. The Eurozone's debt crisis, ongoing U.S. debt and deficit issues, and slowing growth in emerging economies are all factors that have contributed to the IMF's downward revision. But Olivier Blanchard, chief economist of the fund, told CCTV that there is no need to be too pessimistic, and the revised outlook does not point to a worldwide recession.
These are not recession numbers. No, we don't think that there's a global recession coming. If there was a major event in Europe, then maybe there would be a risk of a recession, but we don't think this will happen. But still, you'd want the recovery to be stronger. You want unemployment to come down faster.
The debt crisis in Europe is still considered as a major threat to global economic recovery. The report points out that even though agreements reached the EU Leaders Summit are steps in the right direction to prevent the EU debt crisis from spilling over into the rest of the world, the implementation of more timely and decisive measures are still needed. The IMF report says stresses in weaker European countries had returned to the crisis levels seen late last year, before action by the European Central Bank to ease pressure in the Eurozone. Blanchard added that for the euro crisis to be contained and eventually resolved, two conditions must be satisfied.
The first one is that they do everything they need to do, and so far so good. Okay, but they need help potentially from the rest of the euro members, for example, for recapitalizing banks or being able to borrow at lower rates than today. So I think both conditions have to be there. Then we can go into specific reforms, the way you organize the banking union and so on. But
according to IMF, the United States is facing what economists are calling a fiscal cliff, and emerging economies that have experienced more robust growth like Brazil, China, and India are slowing due to weaker domestic demand and higher risk aversion among investors.
The IMF also projects that some relatively positive news for China. It predicts that the Chinese economy will grow 8% this year and 8.5% in the year 2013, and also suggests that China should spend more efforts and put more emphasis on the domestic consumption than on the investment sector. Back to you, Phil.
All right, Joel, thank you very much.